Hi there, my name is Sheila Beck and the Rabbi for Another Planet. And the question we have, the question on my mind today is Chris Chibnall a racist? Is he a racist? Now, look, it's a real question, okay? And I think we've got to put it in context. I think, the first thing we have to say is I'm almost positive I've never met him. I've never met him, and quite frankly, he comes off very, very badly on screen and in print. Whenever he's needs to show himself, he comes off very, very, very badly. Is he? Yeah. I don't know him, but I don't think he wants to be a racist. I think the idea that him being a racist, he was saying that he would find absolutely horrific if confronted with it. But I think he probably lives in this bubble where no one's going to tell him what he's doing is incredibly racist. So, if he is racist, I think he's racist without intending to be. But does that make a difference? Does that make a difference? Again, all these are interesting questions. Another interesting question that I'm sure you have this week is, what on earth am I giving away on my channel this week? I give stuff away on my channel every week because I want to show you my appreciation. I do want to show you my appreciation for everybody who subscribes. It's really genuinely means a lot to me. So I have a special guest here tonight who's going to tell us what we're giving away. What is it? What are we giving away this week? It's Derek the Trashing. Derek the Trashing. Well, what are we giving away this week? I think it's kind of apt that you're here. What? He's gone to get it. He's He's coming back. And yes, we are giving away the Carnival of Monsters. I just want to get out my Trashing action figure puppet thing. This came with the third Doctor set. What else is in there? You had an Axon and an Alton from Spear from Space. Those ones. I tell you, isn't that absolutely incredible? Doctor Who used to be so incredibly popular. No, not that many years ago, like 5 years ago, 10 years ago, Doctor Who was so incredibly popular. It could mass produce toys of monsters seen on TV. How many years ago? 25, 30, 30, 40 years ago. Like this, the Trashings was seen 30 years earlier? Yeah, and they sold out in a heartbeat. This was a very profitable thing. That's how popular Doctor Who used to be. So anyway, all you need to do to win this is subscribe to the channel. Subscribing, very, very important. If you want to win, you got to subscribe. Subscribe and then leave the hashtag in the video, in the comments. Miniscope, and I will do the prize draw on Sunday the 17th, I believe. Yeah, when I'm on Tardis Zone, when we're going to be we're doing the watch along of Files of Pompeii. Well, that's exciting. I do enjoy Files of Pompeii. It's a good. I just listened to the Donna Nobles series from Big Finish. Really good. Really, really good. It's one of the best releases they did in a while. I really, really liked it. I got a strong recommendation for that. So I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed the story. I just went off on a complete tangent. I totally forgot what it was. So the question is Chris Chibnall a racist? And I think it's a pretty reasonable question. First, let's define a racist. It's I'm going from I just googled racist definition. So and this is from the Oxford English Dictionary. It says a person who shows or feels discrimination or prejudice against people of other races, or who believes that a particular race is superior to others. Okay, so as it, I think it's clear that Chris Chibnall feels scared of people who aren't white males. He feels very out of his depth writing for them. I think this is a very common thing in script writing in general. I mean, if you saw the recent HBO Watchmen TV show, which was actually very good in places, but in other places absolutely awful because the writer David Lindelof, who was again also I think doesn't want to be a racist, just couldn't bring himself to write people with dark skin realistically. They're always fulfilling some kind of social role in it. It's weird, isn't it? If you're a black man now in mainstream culture, you've especially in comic books, you for some reason you have to be effeminate. You got to be effeminate. You got to be weak. You got to be submissive. You got to be. That's the weirdest thing. It is absolutely the weirdest thing. I don't understand. But there's this real fear about writing people differently. So there's the word prejudice. What's the etymology of the word prejudice? Prejudice means you're going to prejudge someone. You're going to that's a prejudice when you prejudge something without without looking at the person. And I think that's really the thing that all racists do. Let's say they see a black man, right, walking down the street. Are they going to see a human being walking down the street? No. A racist will see a black man walking down the street, and I think that's true of somebody who is in the KKK, and I think that's true of Chris Chibnall. I don't. I think he sees people solely defined by their very, very external traits. Now, why do I think this? I mean, other than the massive amounts of evidence he's given us on TV, like the reams and reams and reams of evidence that he's provided for us. Why do I think that? Well, in the time as children, I've alleged often that the goal of the Timeless Children was to dilute the white maleness of the character of the Doctor, because I believe Chibnall thinks that Western civilization is a bad thing. I think he believes there's a patriarchy that has managed to keep women and minorities subjugated for over the millennia, and no. I understand it's a popular point of view, but it's just also untethered from reality in any way, shape, or form. It's absolutely crazy and takes you out. Yeah, you can think of that. You can think that's true if you completely ignore the sociological realities of the eras in which you're wagging your fingers at. But then they released the scripts recently, and and I saw this, and it's just absolutely shocking, which I think is racist. I'm putting see how I'm putting this. I'm actually putting it over my over my head. And I talked about it a little bit last night in my live stream. By the way, live stream went really well. I really enjoyed it. I think Tuesdays and Thursdays are my live stream days. I'm going to do videos every day, but I'm going to do live stream Tuesdays and Thursdays, which is where I'm going to get. There's so many like little things that I want to talk about, like the comic book industry, the Kickstarter thing. They Kickstarter story. It's freaking hilarious. I can't wait to talk about. There's not like full videos, so I think we're going to do all that stuff in live streams. If anything you guys particularly want me to go over, let me know. We'll talk about it. Fine. So let's read this piece of sheer racist insanity. This is from the Timeless Children. So they released the script. So for some reason, they want to see how do you write a terrible script. Now you know. Now you can download any of the scripts from Doctor Who, and they are breathtaking. I also saw there's interviews from Chris Chibnall there as well. Ooh, that might be worth going over. Fine. So the script says, and as Tecton watches, a golden glow envelops the child. Tecton stumbles back in shock as the child begins to regenerate. She changes her face and her body, and here it comes. Here it goes. Changes her face and body, and now Christian wants to tell us the most incredibly vital information about this transformation. What is the most incredibly vital information about this transformation? She becomes, from after being a young white girl, she's now a young brown girl. So I think isn't that like pretty racist? I think it probably is. I think it's quite embarrassing that that they have such a lack of self-awareness that they put this out. Again, I think there's ample evidence to say that Christian doesn't view people as people. He views them as the character. Again, him and your KKK member, when they look at a character like Yaz, for example, do they see a young woman? No, they see a collection of skin colors and character traits. It's I mean, Yaz is particularly a notable example because there's nothing about a character whatsoever. I mean, look, this is also partially because of the utterly bland portrayal that Mandy Gill has given this utterly boring character. You get a dull actress. Which listen, I tried to read her interview yesterday. There's not much going on inside that little brain box of hers. I tell you, she seems a little bit of a blank slate. Listen, she's not like she's put any deep thought in it. This is Mandy Gill, by the way, who recently tweeted and deleted. Why is it people get upset at movies? It's because you emoted. The actor has done such a fantastic job. They've moved the viewer. They've showed them how they emoted. But okay, it's very clear that Yaz has no character traits whatsoever. And nothing. She's a policeman, which they forgot about instantly. And then people complained about that after the first year. So Chris Chibnall, he says he doesn't listen to the complaints, he doesn't listen to the criticism. He seemed to respond pretty much to those complaints and criticisms. Now, didn't he? That they didn't have any monsters, and Yaz is just a blank slate. And, I think the only reason Ryan and Graham had any personalities because the actors put them in there. Look, Ryan is a reasonably bland character anyway, and he's basically there as like to turn the idea of having the screaming companion being male. But again, Ryan, do you remember what I said at the beginning of this video? For some reason, if you're a black male in culture right now, then you've got to be emasculated completely. Have I just described Ryan? I wasn't even thinking about it when I said it. And he's such an incredible example. Again, I just find this racist. Anytime you view people not as people, you're racist. Anytime that you have you prejudge people, you have a prejudice, you prejudge someone based on their ethnicity and their skin color, you are a racist. People always ask me, why is it that I thought the Labour Party leader, Jeremy Corbyn, was a racist? Because, he's fought racism his entire life. If you give racism a really narrow definition, like a racist is somebody who hates somebody because their skin color's black, then Christian was clear. He's not a racist. But that's not the definition of racist. A racist is somebody who others somebody because of their skin color, because of their ethnicity, because of their whatever, their gender, whatever. He treats them as an other, and he cannot write them as a convincing human being. Now, he is hampered that I don't think he can write convincing human beings. But again, I don't think he intends to be racist. But does that make a difference? Does intentions make a difference? Because this is what I'm really thinking about. There's a thing called, what's that movie? Really, it's directed by Clint Eastwood. Called Doubt. Really great movie. Oh, you got to check it out. It's Meryl Streep, who I just find a vile human being. She gets up and she wags her fingers. They go, "Oh no, you old bow racist sexist!" And all the time she's like buddying up with Harvey Weinstein for like decades and decades on end. You're telling me you didn't know, Meryl? Really? You're telling me you didn't know? So it's got Meryl Streep in it, and was it the bad guy from Mission Impossible 3? Who died of a heroin overdose. Really, really good actor. Fantastic actor. Anyway, but the point of it is, there's this bit in it talking about gossip. About this woman, I think, wants to sufficiently repent for a gossip that she spread about somebody, that when she talked badly about somebody. So the priest, he tells her to go up to the top of a building, get a pillow, get a feather pillow and a knife, and cut it open, and watch the feathers fly out everywhere. And they get caught in the wind, they go everywhere. And then she does it. She goes back to the priest, and the priest says, "Okay, did you do it? Did you see the feathers?" He said, "Fine. So now go and collect all the feathers back." That is what gossip is, and I think that's just such an incredibly clear, depiction of what speaking badly does in public, because it just flies out and you can't bring it back. So if that's the case when you have a prejudice about speaking about somebody individually, with one person, with two people, with a group of 10 people, what happens when you speak to millions? Now, look, in Chibnall's defense, he's done his absolute best to cut those viewing figures down to the smallest ever, and he's doing his best, and they're going to keep going down, okay? But still, that story was talking about a group of one person, two people, 10 people, 20, millions of people he spread his prejudice to. Millions of people who now legitimize that prejudice. And that's why our culture is in a stranglehold, because there's so many people who have this prejudice, and they believe because they have the prejudice, they are more moral. And it's an insanity, and it's destroying us. And clearly, it's destroying Doctor Who. So is Chris Chibnall racist? I think undoubtedly he is. Does he want to be one? No. Does that make a difference? I'm going to say harshly, no, it doesn't make a difference. A racist is a racist is a racist. Again, if you treat people differently, it doesn't matter if you. I was talking about why I thought the Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn was a racist. Very simple. he treated Jews differently to other people. I understand. He would label them. He would call them Zionists. He would call, he will find a name so he wouldn't say Jews. Bankers. He would find a way, a name that didn't say I don't like Jews, but he said, oh, I don't. Again, if you treat a group exclusively made up of one demographic with prejudice, where you prejudge their actions, and in Jeremy Corbyn's case, he prejudged every action that a Jew does negatively. He just does. I'm sorry, he prejudges actions of Jews negatively. Chris Chibnall prejudges people based on their ethnicity, on their skin color, on their gender, and he's a racist. He is a racist. There's just no way around it. That script shows he's a racist. I think it's deplorable. And I think somebody should really start complaining to the BBC. I thought they believed in colorblind casting. I really did. And it's I would understand, by the way, if they specify the skin color in like some kind of racial drama when it actually meant something. If you're in I don't know, if it's a slave, like 7 years a slave, yes. At that point, it makes sense. At that point, it's not racist. When it's Doctor Who, and it's in no way, in any way connected to the plot, or in any other than in your own head, that's the only thing that mattered about that child. It's the only thing that mattered to you about the child, because it's the only thing you specified. Didn't give her any lines. Didn't make a character any different because of her skin color. No. All you did was specify her skin color, which is racist. It is racist. So yes, that's why I find this era of Doctor Who so repugnant, and that's why I do indeed think Chris Chibnall is a racist. Please let me know what you think. Like, share, and subscribe. I would really be interested to hear your comments on this one. Have yourselves a fantastic day.